The forest floor cut into Marina's bare feet, each step a reminder of how wrong this felt. Land. Solid, unmoving, suffocating land. 3 days since she'd fled the coast. 3 days since the tide hunters had discovered what she was. 3 days since everything she'd known had shattered like coral against stone. She stumbled over an exposed root, catching herself against rough bark that scraped her palm. The canopy above blocked out the moon, transforming the woods into a labyrinth of shadows. Good. Darkness was her ally now. Darkness and distance. Her skin itched terribly, the beginning of dehydration. She'd found a stream yesterday, submerged herself completely, felt the blessed relief as her body absorbed the fresh water. Not the same as salt water, never the same, but enough to keep her human glamour intact. Enough to keep the scales from breaking through. Behind her, something snapped. Marina froze, every instinct screaming. Not the hunters. Please, not already. She'd been so careful, staying away from settlements, avoiding main roads. She pressed her back against an ancient oak, controlling her breathing the way her mother had taught her. Slow, quiet, invisible. The snap came again, closer. Then voices. Low, guttural, speaking in a language that made her spine prickle with primal recognition. Not human. Not even close. Wolves. No. Worse. Werewolves. Marina's heart hammered against her ribs. She'd heard stories of the inland packs, their territorial savagery, their hatred of trespassers. The ocean folk avoided the deep woods for this exact reason. Ancient boundaries, older than memory, separated their kinds. Boundaries she'd just crossed. Kieran lifted his muzzle to the wind, letting the forest speak to him. The full moon pulled at his blood, making his wolf strain against his control even in human form. The territorial hunt was sacred. His pack spread through the woods in practiced formation, marking their borders, reinforcing their claim to these lands. But something was off. A scent drifted through the pine and earth, foreign and impossible. Salt. Brine. The deep, cold smell of an ocean that lay 300 miles away. And beneath it, something that made his wolf surge forward with sudden, violent interest. Alpha, his beta, Marcus, materialized from the shadows. You smell it too? Fan out, Kieran commanded, his voice dropping into the register that demanded obedience. Someone's in our territory. Someone who doesn't belong. His pack moved like liquid darkness, silent and deadly. Kieran followed the scent, his muscles coiling with hunter's anticipation. Spy? Rival pack testing their defenses? During the sacred hunt, such trespass meant death. His wolf wanted blood. But that scent. He burst through a thicket and saw her. A woman, slight and pale in the moonlight filtering through the trees, pressed against an oak like a deer sensing the arrow. Her hair was dark and wild, her clothes torn and stained with travel. But it was her eyes that stopped him. Wide, luminous, reflecting light like no human eyes should, and the smell of the sea rolled off her in waves. Don't move, he growled. She ran. Marina's legs pumped desperately, her lungs burning. Stupid. So stupid. She should have circled back to the stream, should have stayed near water. On land, she was weak, slow, vulnerable. The alpha's howl split the night. Terror gave her speed she didn't know she possessed. She could hear them now, multiple pursuers, crashing through the undergrowth with supernatural grace. The trees blurred past. A cliff edge appeared ahead. She could smell water below, river water, safety. Something slammed into her from the side. They tumbled together, the alpha's body crushing her against the ground. His hand locked around her throat, not choking, but controlling, dominant. His face was inches from hers, eyes blazing with wolf fire, fangs partially descended. Who sent you? His voice was gravel and fury. Which pack? No pack. Marina gasped. I'm lost. I didn't know. His free hand seized her wrist, yanking it close to his face. He inhaled deeply, confusion flickering across his features. You're not wolf. Not human either. His grip tightened. What are you? She couldn't answer. The contact was doing something strange. Her skin tingled where he touched her, warmth spreading through her body in a way that had nothing to do with fear. His scent wrapped around her, pine and musk, and something wild that called to parts of herself she didn't understand. The Alpha's expression shifted, his nostrils flaring. "You smell like—" He shook his head sharply. "Marcus!" Other wolves emerged from the darkness, circling. Marina's heart sank. "Take her to the royal den," the Alpha commanded, rising and pulling her up with him. His hand remained locked around her arm like an iron shackle. Full guard. No one speaks to her. No one touches her. "Alpha Kieran," an older wolf stepped forward, gray-muzzled and scarred. "The scent on her—" "I know, Elder Thomas." Kieran's jaw clenched. "Which is exactly why she stays under my watch until I have answers." As they dragged her through the forest, Marina caught the Elder's eyes. He stared at her with something between awe and fear, his lips moving in silent words that looked like prayer or prophecy. The Alpha King's fortress was carved into living stone, a maze of tunnels and chambers that smelled of earth and ancient pack magic. Marina's cell was ironically luxurious. Thick furs covered a proper bed. Tapestries lined the walls. A fireplace crackled with warmth. A gilded cage was still a cage. But it was the lack of water that would kill her. They'd given her a pitcher and basin, changed daily. Nowhere near enough. Already on the second day, she could feel her skin tightening, the scales beneath threatening to break through. Her throat burned constantly. The glamour that kept her human took energy she no longer had. Marina splashed the basin water over her arms, gasping at the relief. It would last maybe an hour. She rationed it obsessively, terrified of what would happen when the guard saw scales. A lock clicked. She spun, clutching a fur around her shoulders. Alpha Kieran filled the doorway. He'd changed from hunting leathers to formal attire. Dark pants, a shirt that did nothing to hide the powerful frame beneath. But it was his eyes that trapped her, gold-flecked green, watching her with predatory intelligence. "You're dying," he said flatly. "I'm fine. Don't lie to me." He moved closer, and she retreated until her back hit stone. "You've lost weight. Your skin looks wrong, and you drink that basin dry within an hour of receiving it." Marina's silence was answer enough. Kieran studied her, head tilted. "The elders say you're not witch-cursed, not demon-touched, not fae." He paused. "They say you smell of the deep places, the old waters where ancient things still swim." Her heart stuttered. "Tell me what you are, and maybe I can help you." "You'll kill me." "Maybe," he agreed with brutal honesty. "But you're dying anyway. Choose your death. Mine will be faster." The pragmatic cruelty of it shocked a laugh from her. "That's your recruitment pitch?" Something flickered in his expression. Surprise? Amusement? It vanished quickly. "You have until tomorrow's sunset to decide. After that, my pack demands answers, and I won't be able to protect you from them." He turned to leave. "Why would you?" The words escaped before Marina could stop them. "Protect me, I mean. I'm a trespasser. Your law says execution." Kieran paused in the doorway, his back to her. "I don't know," he said quietly, "and that's what concerns me most." The interrogations became routine. Kieran would arrive after sunset, asking questions she deflected, watching her with those unsettling eyes. She invented a background. A traveler from the far north, fleeing a dangerous betrothal, got lost in the woods. Parts were even true, but the lies sat wrong between them, sour and heavy. On the 5th night, he brought a large copper tub. Marina sat up from the bed, wary. "What's that?" "You need water." He set it down with a thud. "I'm not an idiot. Whatever you are requires more than a basin." He gestured to the door. "Guards will fill it. Hot water. You have 1 hour." "Why are you doing this?" Kieran's jaw tightened. "Because watching you suffer makes my wolf agitated, and I don't appreciate things I can't explain." He left before she could respond. The bath was salvation. Marina submerged completely, feeling her body sigh with relief as it absorbed moisture. Scales flickered briefly along her ribs, iridescent silver blue, before fading back into skin. An hour wasn't enough, would never be enough, but it would keep her alive another few days. When Kieran returned, she was wrapped in furs, her hair still damp, looking more alive than she had since her capture. He stared. "Thank you," Marina said softly. "Don't thank me. I need you coherent for questioning." But his voice lacked conviction. She gestured to the tapestries lining her cell. "Can I ask about these? I've been staring at them for days." Kieran glanced at the woven images. Wolves running beneath a full moon. A great battle. Strange symbols she didn't recognize. Pack history. This room. He hesitated. It was my mother's, before she died. I'm sorry. She believed in the old prophecies. He said it like a criticism. Spent her life studying them, convinced they still mattered. Marina's attention sharpened. What prophecies? Nonsense about destined mates, about unions between different peoples bringing power. He moved to one tapestry, tracing a symbol that looked like waves. This one speaks of a bond between Alpha and something from the sea, supposed to unite territories, create unbreakable alliance. His voice dripped skepticism. She died waiting for a myth. The sea symbol seemed to shimmer in the firelight. Marina's skin prickled. You don't believe in destined mates? She asked carefully. Kieran turned to face her, and the intensity in his eyes made her breath catch. I believe in choice, in loyalty earned, not magic mandated. He stepped closer. But I also believe that scent doesn't lie, and every time I'm near you, my wolf recognizes something that shouldn't be possible. The air between them crackled. Alpha Kieran! A guard burst through the door, breathless. The border scouts report armed humans approaching from the coast. They're asking about a woman. They have iron weapons, silver nets. Marina's blood turned to ice. The tide hunters. Kieran's eyes snapped to her face, reading her terror. You know them. It wasn't a question. They'll kill everyone here to get to me, Marina whispered. You have to let me go. I'll lead them away. No. His voice was absolute. No one threatens my pack. He turned to the guard. Full defensive positions. I want scouts tracking their every move. Back to Marina. And you're going to tell me exactly what you are, and why humans hunt you with silver nets. The walls felt like they were closing in. If I tell you, you'll throw me to them. If you don't tell me, I can't protect my people. Or you. He crouched in front of her, forcing eye contact. Trust me. I don't even know you. Then trust that I keep what's mine. And like it or not, until I decide otherwise, you're under my protection. Mine. The word resonated through her bones. Marina took a shuddering breath and let the glamour slip. Just a fraction. Scales rippled across her collarbone, shimmering like captured moonlight. Kieran's pupils dilated, his hand reaching out before he caught himself. You're Mermaid, she breathed. They call us sirens, selkies, sea folk. I'm a mermaid, and they want me dead. Silence crashed through the chamber like a wave. Kieran stared at the scales glimmering across her skin, his hand still suspended in the air between them. Slowly, carefully, he touched one fingertip to her collarbone. Marina gasped. Heat exploded from the point of contact, racing through her veins like lightning. Kieran jerked back, his eyes flashing gold. What was that? His voice was rough, shaken. I don't know. Her scales had spread further, tracking down her arms in response to his touch. She couldn't pull the glamour back. That's never happened before. Heavy footsteps approached. Elder Thomas appeared in the doorway, his weathered face grave. Alpha, I must speak with you. Now. Whatever you have to say can be said in front of her. The elder's gaze shifted to Marina, lingering on her exposed scales. Then the prophecy is real. After 300 years. He moved to the largest tapestry, pulling it aside to reveal another hidden behind it. Older, faded, but unmistakable. A wolf and a woman with a fishtail, intertwined beneath a full moon, surrounded by symbols of power. The covenant of tides and moon, Thomas intoned. When the Alpha King meets his mate from the deep waters, their union will forge an alliance between land and sea. Their bond will awaken the old magic. The territorial boundaries will shift, and both kingdoms will gain what the other possesses. The wolves will gain the sea's healing. The sea folk will gain the moon's strength. Impossible, Kieran said. Mating bonds don't work between species. The mate bond works where fate decrees. Thomas turned to Marina. You feel it, don't you, child? The pull toward him that makes no sense. She wanted to deny it. Couldn't. Since he captured me. I thought it was fear. And you, Alpha. Thomas's voice held weight. You've been unable to stay away from her. Your wolf claims her, though your mind rejects it. You brought her water when you should have let her weaken. You keep her in your mother's chamber, the room you've left untouched for 10 years. Kieran's expression was stone. A prophecy doesn't obligate me to. The hunters are here for her, Thomas interrupted. Not random chance. Not coincidence. They've hunted her across 300 miles because someone knows what she is, what she represents. If they kill her, the prophecy dies. If you reject her, same result. He paused. But if you claim her, truly claim her as mate, the bond will protect you both and give you the power to face what's coming. What's coming? Marina's voice trembled. War. The Tidehunters serve Lord Draven, a human noble who's been buying up coastal territories, slaughtering sea folk for their scales, their blood. He knows the old stories. He's trying to prevent this union, because once the territories merge, his power base crumbles. The pieces fell into place. Marina's father's murder, the sudden aggression toward her pod, the way the hunters had known exactly where to find her. He killed my family, she whispered. He's been systematically destroying any royal-blooded mermaids who could fulfill the prophecy. Kieran's hand clenched into a fist. How many hunters? Scouts report 20. Well armed. They'll attack by dawn. We can hold them. But Kieran's eyes shifted to Marina. Unless they have weapons that specifically target sea folk. Iron chains that burn like acid. Silver nets that cut through scales. Harpoons blessed by corrupt priests. Marina's voice was hollow. I've seen what they do. Your pack will die trying to protect me. Then we don't fight defensively. Kieran's strategic mind was already working. Thomas, gather the pack. Full war council. Now. He looked at Marina. Can you fight? In water, yes. On land. She gestured helplessly at her weakened state. There's a river gorge half a mile from here. Deep pools, strong current. His eyes gleamed. Could you use it? Understanding dawned. If I could get them there, yes. In water, I'm lethal. Good. He moved to the door, barking orders at guards. Then back to her, hesitating. The bond. If I claimed you as mate, would it really give us both power? According to the stories, yes. But Kieran, she stood, letting the fur fall away, showing him the truth of what she was. Scales covered her torso now. Her glamour completely failed. You'd be bound to me forever. Mates don't get a choice after the claiming. You'd feel what I feel. I'd feel what you feel. For life. I know what a mate bond is. Do you want that? With me? A stranger who's brought death to your doorstep? Kieran crossed the space between them in 2 strides. His hand cupped her face, thumb tracing her cheekbone. My wolf knew you before my mind did, and I've been alpha long enough to trust my instincts. His voice dropped. I don't believe in prophecies, but I believe in protecting what's mine. And you, the word came out rough, possessive. You're mine. Fate, prophecy, or pure coincidence. Doesn't matter. I claim you. The ritual requires... He kissed her. The world exploded into sensation. Marina felt his wolf surge forward, felt her own mer-magic rise to meet it. Where their lips touched, power ignited. Scales erupted fully across her skin, iridescent and beautiful, and she felt his shock-delight awe flowing through a connection that snapped into place like a bone setting. The mate bond. She gasped against his mouth, and he growled, pulling her closer. His hand slid over her scales, and instead of revulsion, she felt his wonder. Beautiful, his thoughts whispered through the bond. Perfect. Mine. Yours. Her soul answered. Power detonated outward from their joined bodies. The tapestries rippled. The fire roared higher. Outside, wolves began howling, an ancient song of recognition. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, Kieran's eyes were pure gold. I can feel you, he said, awed. Everything you feel. Same. Marina's legs were shaking. You're overwhelmed, possessive, afraid, terrified, he corrected, of losing you before I've even had you. His hand slid into her hair. But also certain, more certain than I've been of anything. The bond hummed between them, warm and unbreakable.